Today I'm just north of Manitoba, Manitoba, and I'm talking to you about the relationship my family has with Ducks Unlimited Canada.
This summer, I've been lucky enough to travel from coast to coast looking at Ducks Unlimited Canada projects that are conserving and restoring Canadian wetlands and grasslands to benefit waterfowl, wildlife, and people. When I set out to see their projects, I was really surprised at how little I knew about what Ducks Unlimited Canada works on. For years, I assumed they focus mostly on, well, ducks and on the prairies. But I was wrong. They have science-based, effective projects in both rural and very urban settings, along Toronto Harbour, the marshland south of Vancouver International Airport, plenty across Atlantic Canada, and the many projects that I was familiar with across the prairies. One being a long-standing 40-year partnership with my family on our farm just north of Brandon, Manitoba, near Manitoba. And much to my father's excitement, I headed there twice this summer as I checked out Ducks Unlimited Canada projects and the history behind our partnership with the organization.
So I'm here in Manitoba, Manitoba. I come here once or twice a year, and I've been coming here for 4 decades, which makes me feel fairly old.
Some of my earliest memories are of a really cool Ducks Unlimited Canada trucker hat and my dad telling me about the work they do to help wetlands. Although city folks like me don't know too much about Ducks Unlimited Canada, the people around my family farm sure do, many of whom have long-term partnerships with the organization. In fact, almost 3,000 landowners in Manitoba have partnerships with Ducks Unlimited Canada, over 23,000 across Canada, some of which are my relatives. Our quarter section is surrounded as far as you can see by, well, seemingly too many of my cousins, many of which have similar partnerships with Ducks Unlimited Canada. We have worked with the organization since my dad signed the partnership in 1986, with surveying starting in 1979. Since then, they've helped us restore 33 acres of wetland, 11 acres of natural wetland basins, and have really made progress on restoring the natural habitat. During this trip, I even learned that my little, not so little cousin works with Ducks Unlimited Canada.
And until recently I didn't know this, but my cousin Cameron Ross, great name because I'm Morgan Cameron Ross, works for Ducks Unlimited Canada, and I legit did not know that.
And you were named after me, I believe. Yes, I was, yeah. The great Morgan Cameron Ross. I'm the Upland Manager Conservation Program Specialist, so I manage all our long-term holds in Manitoba here in the Southwest.
Now, one thing I'm really proud of is how our family and all the families around here really care about sustainability and the environment. And you really can see it. When you're riding around here, driving around here, you can tell that the people really care about the animals and the land.
In fact, although the organization now have projects from coast to coast to coast, Manitoba has always played an important role within their efforts. Ducks Unlimited Canada having worked with Manitoba landowners to conserve, influence, or enhance 3.1 million acres, showing how important the organization's efforts are towards the sustainability of waterfowl in the province. Manitoba, in fact, being where the organization started in 1938. I've been running around the farm and pretending to help out since I was a kid. As you can see, my sons were running through those same fields a few weeks ago in early August. The same fields that my father did as well. When I look across the land, I care about its future and the role it plays within nature. I love the landscape around this part of Manitoba. Riding Mountain National Park just to the north, Manitoba a few kilometers south, and one of my favorite spots, this valley with my favorite Ross family farm, which stretches through the valley as far as you can see. This nice Luther Pockrent painting depicting it. And I even spotted it recently in this 1950s tourism film for Manitoba. Ducks Unlimited Canada since 1986 have restored natural habitat across our property, installing a water control structure, a variety of waterfowl nesting structures, And they even built a crossing to provide better access to land during wet seasons. Their work through the decades has been thoughtful, science-based, and effective. In June, my father and I headed to the Oak Hammock Marsh, the headquarters and research center of Ducks Unlimited Canada, just north of Winnipeg, to check out some of the files, surveys, and research on our farm. My dad was a university archivist, and I'm a historian, so clearly we found it to be a real hoot. Or, oh God, quack perhaps.
So here are some things, Jim, about the property. I think some of these things you will be aware of.
I think I signed some of these, actually. Oh, there's my signature.
Oh, yeah.
It's legible.
This is the research done on the property. This is pretty cool. This is the map from when the study was done. And if you look at the modern, this is the modern one. So where was Ducks Unlimited doing their work on the farm?
Okay.
The house would have been there.
Yeah, actually you can see where the house was.
Oh, yeah.
I've been really impressed with how science-focused Ducks Unlimited Canada is. Their research institute having published over 800 papers, really driving conservation science and innovation. In fact, all of the projects I visited this summer in Prince Edward Island, Manitoba, and BC have been really focused on understanding the larger ecological and environmental contexts. I'll be releasing a really muddy video about their Sturgeon Bank Sediment Enhancement Pilot Project in Richmond, BC in a few weeks. They have taken a really creative approach to some serious environmental vulnerabilities there. Although Ducks Unlimited Canada have projects all across Canada, the origins and history of the organization really is close to our farm. The original 1938 Big Grass Marsh was near Gladstone, Manitoba, right here, or as many of you may know it as, the home of the Happy Rock. Always a good time. Our farm is important to me for many reasons. But as the father of young kiddos, I've really started to view nature and sustainability in a different light.
Do you like the farm?
Yeah.
I want this land to be healthy when and if they have kids. I want their kids to be able to run around and cause trouble there too. Our long-standing partnership with Ducks Unlimited Canada is a source of pride for me, and so is the fact that many others in the area also partner with the organization. Knowing how many people in the area care about sustainability and conservation really gives me hope about the future. As I've mentioned many times this summer, I've been really impressed to see how many of the projects are also in more urban areas.
They do a lot of work in urban areas, planting down and building storm retention ponds in new developments. So that's a big arm of Ducks Unlimited that does a lot of work in urban areas. So it's pretty cool to see both urban and rural. Ducks Unlimited is helping restore a lot of habitat in both those areas. So it's really nice to see.
Make sure to check back to this channel over the next few weeks to see an upcoming video, also known as one of the muddiest few hours of my life. You can also head to our YouTube page to check out our previous videos on the Ducks Unlimited Canada projects in Prince Edward Island and their work and research north of Winnipeg as well. To learn more, make sure to head to ducks.ca. Yes, the best named website around.